Which Plan Where is an interesting collaboration between us as academics, the industry, the horticultural industry and government. It's a pretty long 5 years project during which we obtain funding to study how we can help the horticultural industry in Australia to adapt to climate change and the risk that climate change is posing to horticulture in general. We discovered several different interesting things. Overall, in Australia, from our research, we found about 1,500 species that are currently planted in Australian cities. So compared to other cities globally, actually we have a pretty high diversity of species, which is good news. It means that historically humans brought in a lot of trees that were in their native environments next to them in the cities that they were building. And now we have this important legacy. And some of these species we found that are actually extinct in nature. So maybe cities can actually offer a shelter for these species that we are continuously losing from native landscapes and forests. We discovered that some of the species that we thought were safe under climate change, actually they might not be super safe. So we really need to understand which species are more suited to particular conditions. So for example, in Western Sydney, on January the 4th was the hottest day that we ever recorded in Penrith. We reached 48.9 degrees Celsius, was actually the hottest place on Earth that day, beside the bushfire crisis. We actually have a study with one of our postdocs who essentially is assessing the damage of that particular heatwave event. So we can help industry, we can help government to make better decisions with our science. We found that about 200 species recorded are also endangered in the wild. So this opens a lot of opportunities to integrate horticulture and conservation, not just protecting the environment from one side, but also making business opportunity and creating jobs. Why not using your backyard as a sort of mini botanic garden so we can conserve this biological diversity at your doorstep? What we can do with our urban landscapes is to try to create a framework for conserving biological diversity. For now, there is not a framework in place, so efforts to conserve species are really left to individuals. But, for example, if we convince governments that this is a way to do and share the responsibility of biological conservation, not only at a government level, but also at a citizen level, involving businesses, this is, for us, a win-win situation that at least we need to try to pursue. If you have the fortune of living in a house with a backyard, the best thing you can do for you and your kids and your family is to plant a tree now if you don't have it. If you have a nice tree already, keep it. We have several instances where people are actually removing trees from their yards, and we want really to keep them because it takes potentially 5, 10, 50 years for trees to grow. So we need to wait until they are at size to be able to get these benefits.